What's up guys, this is Danny from Rethink Peer-to-Peer Lending. Welcome back to another portfolio update on my channel. In today's video, we will look at the changes that have recently happened to my personal peer-to-peer portfolio, and we will also break down the most important updates from the industry. Among other topics, we will look at the performance of my bond investments on Mintos after 12 months. I will assess the financial performance of Nectaro's loan originators, and I will speak about the unworthy leadership change at Estateguru. Staying up to date is crucial for your long-term success in peer-to-peer lending, which is why I recommend to become a member of my Telegram or my WhatsApp channel to not miss out on any crucial information in real time. In July, I was able to earn 1,196 euros from my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio, making it the second best monthly result of the year and the fifth consecutive month with four-figure returns. New personal best income achievements have happened on PeerBerry with 365 euros, on Income Marketplace with 283 euros, and on Debitum with 229 euros. The best overall performance in my peer-to-peer portfolio is currently coming from Nectaro with 16.01%, followed by Debitum with 15.46%, and Income Marketplace with 13.11%. The bottom spot in the performance table is held by Estateguru with 5.08%. Last month, the platform wrote off nearly 77 euros as capital loss, which has pushed down the return even further. In July, I had a total of 4 new transactions in my peer-to-peer portfolio. On the second attempt, I managed to invest 4,000 euros into the Mintos bond, making it the third bond investment on the marketplace in the past 12 months. With the new investment, Mintos is now becoming the third biggest position in my peer-to-peer portfolio. On Lande, the loan supply has recently picked up considerably, which is why I also decided to add another 1,000 euro. On the deposit side, I withdrew 500 euros from Nectaro as I am pursuing a more active investment approach in order to benefit more effectively from the various bonus campaigns. With roughly 127 euros, I was also able to withdraw a few repayments on Estateguru. If you are currently looking for new peer-to-peer platforms for your portfolio, I have listed my top 5 recommendations for the month of August in the video description below. In July, the value of my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio has increased to 135,015 euros. The favorable investment environment will hopefully continue, so I can maintain my current portfolio growth. On that note, I can already reveal that I started a new investment recently by deploying 5,000 euros in stick credit assets on Afranga, which are currently being offered with a 16% promotion for terms between 12 to 36 months. Next up, let's discuss the most important updates from the industry. On PeerBerry, the Aventus Group is now active across 18 different borrower countries, with the launch of 3 more markets being targeted until the end of this year. According to an internal analysis, this makes Aventus the world's leading online lending group in terms of geographical coverage. The positive effects of this expansion are also expected to be felt by PeerBerry investors as well, with a likely increase of loan supply in autumn. A shortage of loan supply can also be found at Income Marketplace, where the outstanding portfolio has been stagnant at around 22 million euros since May. Especially Dana Rupiah, a long-standing pillar on the marketplace, has shown a steady decline. While the lender's portfolio has usually been around 7 to 8 million euros for most of the time, its portfolio has now declined to less than 3 million, which was explained to me with less need for funding and the patience to see how new products are performing in the market. On the other hand, new loan originators like Virtus Lending are being well received, although their market potential is too small to meet the growing demand from all investors in the long run. Gaining momentum will most likely take at least until September, when Income is expecting to list assets from a new Latvian lender. 12 months ago, I started off with my first bond investment on Mintos by deploying 4,000 euros to the Estonian company ESTO. In the meantime, I have added another 6k to Youth Group and most recently 4K to the bond offered by Mintos itself. My bond performance is now standing at 9.46%, which in theory should be more in the range of 10 to 12%. This is due to the frequency of the repayment cycles though, which are quarterly for ESTO and Mintos and only semi-annual for EUR. From my perspective, bond investments offer the best investment profile across all investment products on Mintos. Firstly, because of the comparable easy access with a minimum investment amount of only €50, and secondly, because of the diversification level, which in some cases also allows to invest in corporate bonds outside the lending industry. Bonds also offer the option to lock interest rates for a longer period, which helps to calculate with predictable returns without fearing premature buybacks as with loan investments. So if liquidity is not your primary objective, securing long-term investment terms via bond investments might be a suitable choice. As with loan investments, picking the right issuer by performing a thorough research and analysis will be crucial for your long-term success. In the case of ESTO, the company has recently published the financial results for 2024, which appear to be pretty decent. Profitability has continued to increase, the balance sheet shows strong equity reserves and a lower debt ratio, and the loan portfolio is still growing sustainably with manageable default rates. I am therefore considering to top up my ESTO bond investments even further in the coming months or take advantage of other bond investment opportunities if they should arise. On Esketit, the new CEO has recently emphasized once again the platform's ambition regarding future licensing. Given the platform's operational base, the team's background and its two founders, Latvia would appear to be the most likely licensing location. However, Esketit co-founder Matis has not exactly been a huge supporter of the Latvian regulator FCMC in the past. In an interview 2 years ago, he even described the regulator as being pretty retarded, for a lack of better word. From what I know, the platform is still keeping its options open in terms of new jurisdiction, with a decision only to be expected in the coming months. About a year ago, I visited Debitum on site in Riga and met with new shareholder Eriks Rangitis just days before he took over the CEO position as well. In our interview, he stated the target to reach an outstanding portfolio size of 100 million euros within the next 3 to 4 years. At the time, Debitum's portfolio stood at around 19 million euros. A little over a year later, Debitum has now, for the first time in its history, surpassed 40 million euros in investor assets. If this growth rate continues, the target could indeed be reached in another 3 years. In the meantime, less progress has been made regarding the recovery of the defaulted loan portfolio in Ukraine. A potential deal with a buyer for the defaulted obligations, which has been discussed in summer last year, is now off the table. Next up, let's take a look at the two Nectaro lenders from Romania and Moldova, who have recently published their financial results for 2024. The Romanian lender was able to increase revenue by about 28%, while roughly doubling profit to 2.2 million euros. As a result, the company has been consistently profitable over the past 4 years and has steadily increased its earnings. These positive effects are also reflected in the balance sheet, with equity rising by 76% to 3.8 million euro, the equity ratio increasing to 34%, while the debt level has decreased to 1.91. A more critical eye should be turned when looking at the expected credit losses. The notes reveal that the total expected credit losses amount to roughly 974,000 euros. To some extent, these numbers can be attributed to the growing loan portfolio, which has increased by 34% to now 8.8 million euros. Nevertheless, these numbers should be closely monitored over time, as the non-performing loans in stage 3 currently have an impairment rate of 43%. The Nectaro lender from Moldova has also reported rising profits for the 4th consecutive year, although the figures are somewhat smaller compared to its Romanian counterpart. The balance sheet reveals an increasing debt ratio to now 3.52, which from my understanding is still within reasonable limits. Nevertheless, my personal preference continues to be the Romanian lender on the Nectaro platform. And to wrap up this portfolio update, let's discuss the resignation of Estateguru CEO Michael Stam. While it's certainly not easy to part ways with a company after 9 years, his farewell message on LinkedIn could have shown a lot more pragmatism and self-criticism. For some reason, he claimed that the changes made during his time as CEO had more than paid off. Estateguru is now supposedly on a solid financial footing and, believe it or not, has a healthy, outstanding loan portfolio. Perhaps he would have been well advised to take a closer look at the statistics. The fact that the default rate has now risen well above 60%, caused by blind expansion greed and poor recovery quality, is also partly due to his involvement in key management positions. The innovative character of the platform was also highlighted positively, demonstrated by the new product e.g. Grow. The fact that the platform didn't communicate anything else but to join the waiting list seems somewhat absurd. Apparently, it is sometimes already enough for innovation to work on paper. Certainly, Michael Stam cannot be held exclusively accountable for the disastrous development of Estateguru, as much of it was driven by the shareholder interests. However, he has been in key management positions during those past 9 years to not account any blame on him as well. The new man in charge is called Daniel Ahl, a person who has already been with Estateguru for almost 10 years, most recently as COO. Unfortunately, his first statement was just as detached from reality as was the farewell speech of his predecessor. In a section about what will happen next, he listed 4 points. From focusing on core markets in the Baltics, offering relevant products, profitable growth, and strategic partnerships with institutional investors. Recoveries? Not to be found. When I pointed out to him that Estateguru should be aware of its responsibility regarding recoveries, he responded that the platform would show a unique level of commitment in this area. Additionally, he pointed out that Estateguru wouldn't make any empty promises, but instead deliver results. That being said, I am pretty sure he did not refer to the targeted 38 million euros in recoveries for 2024, of which only 1/3 could ultimately be realized. Weak performance, detached from reality, and lacking accountability. In my view, there are very little to no reasons left for this company continue to exist. So that's a wrap for the 8th portfolio update of 2025. I hope you guys found some value in it, and if so, please do me a favor and consider subscribing to this channel. Thanks so much for watching until the end, and I hope to see you guys in the next video as well. So long. Bye bye.